damages. However, we have seen Bin locking in the Renekton blind in that game 1. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it again. The Rel and the Sejuani can also be locked in or considered by the side of BLG, and that's 2 games in a row for On. And the question continues into the game 2, where is BLG comfortable enough with saving this Rel as a potential flex pick, where they either drop the jungle or support towards that 4 and 5, and they completely catch top esports out of their kind of element. But that means the Varus is also left open from game 1. That was a ban that was initiated from BLG being on blue side. JackeyLove, he looks way better on something like on the Varus in terms of laning phase, and they are looking for domination in the early game.
Certainly are. Varus was banned in the first one. See if that can change things. Tian getting himself to Sejuani. Sejuani J, such a powerful combo in the early game as well. We'll see what BLG are going to go for this 3rd pick, because you know, they played the Renekton and the Rel in the previous game. And beyond that, it started to get a little bit wacky in terms of the picks coming on through. With Nico taken off the board, I'm curious if BLG still lean towards that mid lane. And I mean, they haven't even noticed that there's a patch. They're still just playing the same mid laners from the previous one.
Hey, you know, if it's not broken, why fix it? Annie, one of Yagao's most played champions in the summer, split, and Annie only received a slight nerf to her Q, where the magic damage did go down by a couple of numbers, but she still is a very big bully when she has her Tibbers available in her level 6 spike. But we'll have to wait and see, because it's kind of cursed for me in particular, looking at top esports, having Jace Sejuani locked in but batting the Jacks themselves. If they had the Jacks in this matchup, where it's a winning lane for Wayward to play once again, and it also synergizes perfectly with Sejuani for Tian in game 2, so I'm not too sure if they're gonna kind of default to Wayward playing a tank, something like the Ornn.
Yeah, I do wonder as well. I think, like, in a perfect world, I agree with you that they'd love to be playing Jax in this game, but you just know Bid would happily blind the Jax. Like, gigabit on Jax is not something that top esports want to deal with, so I can kind of get behind the ban, to be honest. The Alistair, that combination, or the counter, sorry, that you were mentioning versus the Rel, banned away by BLG here. Do you ban the Nidalee? Yes, you do. Look at that Shun forcing both bans onto non-meta champions in the 2nd round. That is a presence to the series that you rarely see.
All right, now the question is, what is Shun going to play in game 2? Because Vi is still up and available if he wants to take it. It is also going to work perfect against Rookie and JackeyLove being locked onto those long-range carriers with very low mobility. It's going to be the Lee Sin locked in, so this time around, he's going to have the Hikus coming into game 2.
Yeah, not a pick that Shun is particularly known for. He's played it in his career a fair amount. He's played 16 games. He's won 10 of them. Certainly not a bad record on it, but not a signature by any means. The Nautilus, Cassante coming on through. We're going full meta for the side of top esports. And then Aphelios locked in for BLG. Obviously, big nerfs into Aphelios coming into the patch. His sustain especially took some massive hits. We'll see if he can live into this Varus. Could well be on-hit Varus, honestly, as well. It's not like the team of BLG... It could be lethality Varus coming in, because BLG's composition, not particularly tanky, and it feels like top esports do need more of that early game presence. So could be a big poke composition from top esports.
Yeah, top esports, I mean, we've seen JackeyLove play the Varus in the playoffs already, and he did go the Youmuu's build, so he's more than happy to go to find their rematch up against the potential of a JDG for the summer finals, but this is going to be the first step in taking down top esports.
Yagao walks out, keeps himself safe. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to interrupt the JOs there for a second, but he'll get out with his life. And it's in time that it shouldn't affect the laning phase all too much at all. So let's talk compositions here, Kitty. Let's talk about the big picture of this game. A bit more scaling on BLG in the form of that Aphelios here, but they have plenty of early strength in those top 3 picks, in the Renekton, Lee Sin, and Annie. I feel like you could just abandon the Aphelios on the bottom side and play up towards top.
Yeah, especially if JackeyLove and Mark don't have that level 6 available, where Elk is going to have the safety of both of his summoners, especially taking that cleanse as well. It's going to be really hard to kind of consider the fact that Rookie and JackeyLove need to live in these team fights. But you're up against Arel, Lee Sin, and Renekton, where they have so much gap close, so they need to really depend on their flash timers if they want to find a successful team fight, or if they do really good vision setup. However, in the early game, I'm assuming Tian, on a champion like the Sejuani, he is going to pod towards the bottom side. Top lane most likely going to be an isolated 1v1, and it is going to be dependent on how both of these junglers impact the bottom side of the map.
Let's find out how it's going to pan out here. The Varus will certainly give a lot more lane presence to top esports. Just trading back and forth onto the supports here as Elk pushes forwards. Even with the nerfs, you still do have a lot to sustain for the laning phase. With the Calibrum Severum, it's such an incredibly strong combo for the first couple of levels. But Varus, an incredibly strong laning champion. You would expect that bottom lane to go a lot better than what happened in game number 1 here for top esports.
Yeah, for top esports, the formula is going to be simple. Mark and JackeyLove need to hold out, wait for Tian to really start impacting the lane. On is already extremely low. He does have some pots though, as we have Shun starting the blue buff himself and pathing towards that top side. So it's going to be a bit of a trade in terms of map sides. But I think Sejuani in the first three, can look for a potential flash out of Yagao, and that denies a lot of skirmish opportunities out of BLG. And I feel like Yagao and Shun, two people in particular, really do impact the early game so much, where they need to really just consider the fact that Shun on Lee Sin is not going to be the most impactful until he hits 6, so they have a bit of a time frame to look for those opportunities.
See if they can find it. Elk having a bit of a struggle on the CS under this tower. You can see massively behind in CS off of this early game and missing quite a few underneath the tower. Perhaps not something he's practiced a ton coming into playoffs. As you can see, Tian moving into this bottom river, should be able to get the crab off of the back of this early domination in the bottom lane from JackeyLove and Mark.
I'm pretty surprised that BLG chose Aphelios as the response into the early Varus pick from the side of top esports, because the reason why Varus came back into the meta is that he is seen as a counter for the Aphelios hook lands.
On's in trouble. Oh no, Mark flashes into the knockup and Elk will protect On here. Ignite goes down onto Tian to deny the potential dive. And both Elk and On will walk away, only Ignite used.
Yeah, that is so unfortunate for Mark. He still had the passive on his order, so if he was able to get that order onto On, that would have been a dead rel and first blood going towards top esports. But now they have full information about how Tian did show in the bottom side. You already see the vision control that BLG has planted. The observers are also zooming in on how Elk is losing out on another cannon wave. We see a replay of this. On tanks the hook, uses the W to escape, saving his flash, and Mark flashes into the knockup of the rel, and not getting that passive down is so sad. But at the end, BLG bottom lane, although they don't die, but the CS difference is huge for top esports to force out.
When's the last time you saw a 20 CS lead at 4 minutes? That is something else. Luckily, Elk does have the wave on his side of the rift right here. I'd love to see those minions see what kind of position it's in, but I believe it's going to push away from him again. As the previous wave crashed, it should push towards JackeyLove. So that CS deficit, unfortunately for Elk, shouldn't even get any better anytime soon unless some shenanigans occur in the bottom side. Shun moving down to try and make sure that this wave can crash into the tower. The Elk and On don't just get frozen out of this lane completely.
And yeah, we were correct. It is going to be the AD lethality Varus for JackeyLove in this game too. No static shift seen for this game, which is honestly a godsend. I'm done with watching static shift dominating the meta where you just one-tap the wave. At least for lethality and Manamune, you have to start hitting abilities. But BLG, they did get to push the wave in, and Tian could potentially look for a revisit, but the vision control from the side of BLG in Game 2 in particular has been really good, where you saw the two initial wards placed towards, I believe, Tian's topside jungle. They didn't spot out the Sejuani in the first time around, but because they were able to kind of trace the movement of this jungler, I mean, they're going to look for 3v3 here.
On going to be ignited there. Again, no summoners used from the side of BLG. They're doing a very good job of, despite the amount of pressure that's being put on them, keeping hold of those summoners, not using them, not dying. Unfortunately, it's at the cost of a massive lead for Top Esports to kick us off. Shun in the pixel brush right now. It's going to move away towards this mid lane instead. Yagao has Tibbers. They're going to get the stun. They're going to get onto Rookie. The Sonic Wave is there. And it's first blood for Shun in the mid lane.
Rookie, you knew that BLG weren't contesting for this dragon, but Shun showed in the bottom side. You should have never been that pushed up in the lane, especially when Yagao had that stun available. But that's first blood. But Tian, I don't know if he can find another angle. Yagao doesn't have the TP available either, so it is just the lonely 80 carry under his tower with 2 minions.
Elk trying to escape, but that's Tian with ultimate available as well. Elk is doomed. And even with the cleanse, he's going to be taken down. Still, 20 CS lead for JackeyLove, plus waves crashing here, plus another plate that is primed and ready for Jackie. They could cancel recalls and go for on here, but no, they want the tempo.
It's a huge switch up in the game too. Mark and Tian most likely going to link up and work towards that Rift Tower, which will be spawning in about 30 seconds. But this is just a bit of a mistake coming out of the mid laner for Top Esports. Shun finding an angle as he did give over the first dragon to the side of Top Esports. He gets the first blood, and he is just going to start working towards that gold drinker so very early on, where he is going to kind of offer a lot in terms of skirmish, at least damage-wise.
So, good start here for Top Esports, and you know, in theory, it feels like they're really, really far ahead, right? From what we've been seeing from this bottom lane, it feels like Top Esports are massively ahead. But actually, when you look at the gold right now, it's pretty much dead even between the two teams. That first Drake being the difference maker for Top Esports. And now Herald spawning onto the map. Tian wants to go for that one. But Shun moving up towards the top side as well. Both bottom lanes sticking around as On maybe going to prove me wrong as he starts to head up towards the top side of the map.
But Top Esports, they're rotating the duo of bottom lane towards this Rift Hole, so they really want to secure this with a 5-man pressure onto this objective. While Elky had to catch that wave that was initially pushed in, so it is going to be secured by Tian. I wouldn't be surprised if he places this mid and accelerates the Duskblade for Rookie on this chase in the game too, where he will start really pumping out the damage with those shock blasts, especially considering the fact that other than Elk, everyone is extremely low range for BLG.
Oh, hang on. This is
Jackie.
Hang on. No, this is not a dive. I'm going to look at the minimap. The cavalry is on its way. You've got 3 players headed towards the bottom lane. BLG, I think, rightly deciding not to... Oh, God.
Mark has the flash, though.
Not the greatest flash. Yeah, On still gets hit by the arrow. Mark doesn't go for the flash in the end, but JackeyLove and Mark, they'll be able to crash another wave on this reset from Elk.
I'm surprised Mark didn't go for it. He had the flash available. He also had his Nautilus ult that could have instantly connected for JackeyLove to really charge up a Q and snipe this support that was extremely overextended. But now the Rift Herald is up and available for Tian. You already see him hovering towards that mid lane. All they need is a bit of an overstep from the flashless Annie, and that's the pick they need to really get those tower plates rolling for this Top Esports composition. While this Ophelis is really struggling, currently down 30 CS, consistently getting pushed in. So BLG, they shot themselves in the foot with this Ophelis counter as one of those 4 or 5 picks as a response to the Varus.
Yeah, the one like silver lining is, you know, when we talk about scaling, when we talk about late game, Aphelios is going to be fantastic beyond 3 items. You know, JackeyLove on a lethality Varus will fall off later. The only problem is, it's like, do you ever get to that point for the Aphelios? But also, like, this composition, if Top Esports just stay at long range, Aphelios never really gets to participate in the fight. Tian is in the bottom lane, and he's found On. No flash available for On right now. He's not level 6 either, but Shun's moving over. I don't know if this fight is winnable for BLG, with Ghostblade already there for JackeyLove, and I think rightly so they're going to decide not to go for it.
All BLG need to do is kind of diffuse the situation. You already see that Top Esports, they're very eager to look for a pick. That is also the gold drinker getting picked up for the jungle of BLG. But because they had to look for those reset timings, Top Esports, they're going to utilize that time frame and get some plates in the mid lane. Yagao has the flash. I don't know if Tian can look for this.
Could be tough. Goes for it. Finds the ult. It's not tough. I was wrong. It's absolutely not tough. They one-shot him. Yagao taken out of the picture. Rookie showing up in this one as Shun tries to get a bit of damage down himself. Still going for this one, but won't follow the Sonic Wave up. Just getting a bit of damage in, but Mark is coming into the lane as well. Flash comes out, but a ward hop from Shun. He was ready for that.
Look, my mid laner died the exact same way. Shun wasn't going to get tricked 2 times in a row, but that was a really good ultimate out of vision from Tian, where Yagao wasn't able to react to it, and that is going to be the kill going into the hands of rookie TP from Yagao.
This could be it. Yagao, flashback available. JackeyLove the target. He has cleansed for the stun, though. And a TP coming on through. But instead, they just go for Mark. Sonic Wave lands. The ult goes wide, but it doesn't matter. Mark down. It's to trade for support. Shun has to try and escape. Elk stuck in the pit in a 1v1 with Wayward and taken down. Yagao trying to get his stun available, but it's 4 players strong for Top Esports. Bin nowhere to be seen. A snipe from JackeyLove. Top Esports remind us why they were in the top 4 as they hunt for Yagao under the tower. Knocked back from Wayward. Double kill for JackeyLove.
And at the end, a 3-for-2 trade as the bottom lane of Top Esports does fall, but still exactly the early need that they needed in the hands of Rookie. And now this chase is going to be completely out of control in terms of Snowball. Top Esports, they've woken up in game 2, and it really is their shining moment for the blue side.
It certainly is. The goal difference not that dramatic, and you just saw on your screen, Bin 20 CS up, and he's got 4 plates. Might be able to finish off that tower with this next wave as well. That is the shining light for BLG. Bin has to carry.
You see Yagao TPing towards the bottom lane, looking at JackeyLove, but he had double summoners for this instance, so he burns everything onto the support. But Affiliate also goes wide. Everything pretty much used for the support of Top Esports, where Rookie even traded kills in terms of the support 1v1. But with Wayward having an extra TP and contributing to the cause, Bin as a trade. Oh no, Yagao.
Lovely, lovely. Rookie and Tian. I mean, Jace Citrali is such a terrifying combo, isn't it? You've got the damage, but you've also got that CC and follow-up. Another fantastic pick. Another window for Top Esports. They are building this lead, and it's good to see that they're finding a way into this series. After game number 1, I was a little bit nervous for them, it has to be said. But here in game number 2, both Rookie and JackeyLove in a phenomenal position, and Tian doing so much to set all of that up.
The only shining light for BLG right now is the 5-plate Renekton. He was able to get first blood tower through the top lane because Top Esports forced 5 people towards that skirmish. So if BLG, they want to look for a successful team fight, they need to work with Bin and how he has his flash available to get his hands onto the likes of Rookie and JackeyLove, who won't have summoners available for this upcoming Rift Herald.
And the thing for BLG is, like, this is a team that have been incredibly dominant when they get ahead, but when they don't get ahead, like, Top Esports also have an incredible win rate. Like, it's 100% in the regular season when they're ahead at 15. We're broaching that 15-minute mark, and Top Esports have found that lead for themselves. And you can see littering the top side of the map with wards on. Now trying to move in to deal with some of that vision. Shun going to be alongside him, but any contestant from Top Esports, they'll regain vision control. They've got 2 Drakes already. They got that first Herald. It feels like this is a much more confident showing from Top Esports in game 2.
In Top Esports, they do have a lucky ward in the river, so they spot the Rift Herald getting started up by BLG. Yagao has the TP available as you see Rookie rotating up from the bottom lane. They're going to force a 5v5. They don't want to give this over to BLG.
Bin is actually the richest man in the server somehow. And if there's one thing Renekton can do, it's fight Herald. A ward behind the team. TP coming through from Yagao as Bin jumps into the pit. Dominus available. They try and flip the Herald here. It's a smite off between the junglers, but Tian gets it. As down goes the jungler of BLG. Bin, he's strong, but he ain't strong enough. Taken down here as Yagao goes into the meat grinder. And Top Esports, they make mincemeat of BLG.
What an absolute redemption coming out of this roster for the game 2, with even securing the Rift Herald into their pockets as well. I don't know if people noticed a little bit of a detail, but Rookie was zoning out on that entire fight. This was a 4v5 from the beginning. You see the Rel dropping down to 1 HP before she can even look for a Magnet Storm onto the carries of top esports. And that just means Elk, he has no one to really work with as that frontline. Yagao, he had to look for the perfect engage, but he didn't really have the angle because JackeyLove and Rookie, they had so much range. And BLG, they don't have the composition to really be fighting all these hard skirmishes this early on in the game with the Nephilios.
Yeah, it feels like that Renekton's strong, but like, he's not 1v5 strong, you know? He can't just go in on his own, and the rest of the team, and they're just being destroyed before the fight could even properly kick off. Top esports, they know how to snowball a game, and they're showing us. Drake coming up in a minute's time. Got a 4,000 gold lead, and that should be enough for them to just muscle their way towards victory. There is some scaling on the side of BLG, but with how this early game has gone for the bottom lane, I mean, Elk only on that Kraken Slayer is JackeyLove. Already 2 items headed towards a third.
The scary thing is he's sitting on tier 1 boots, so he doesn't really have the movement speed to run away if he's over pushed in lane. So you already see him hugging his tier 2 tower, letting JackeyLove automatically push the wave in. And BLG, they need to play on the defense, but top esports, they want to end this game as fast as possible with a 4k gold lead.
Yep, feeling like they'll be able to get the tier 2 in the bottom side here as On forced out in the mid lane, dodges away from the arrow. JackeyLove has to cleanse here. Another Q would do it. And Shun flashes over the wall and finds the kick through mark. Perhaps an opportunity for BLG, but Tian still strong here. Gets an ult onto Shun as they dash away to safety. Ward over the wall. BLG know what's going on here. They're still a part of the play. Yagao has stun. Wayward the target. The CC chain is good onto the top laner, but he's tanky. Elk trying to get the shurikens out. Moonlight Vigil flashed away from Sonic Wave, cannot connect as Bin tries to cut off the retreat. BLG need this play to get back into the game. Wayward pulls Yagao over the wall. He might have sacrificed himself for the play here. It's Bin on the front line, setting up onto Tian. Shun goes in, but in the meantime, the rest are falling. Rookie wants the play here, but he's cut down. Elk and Yagao both surviving, and BLG find a way back in.
BLG just found the most insane picks onto the carries for top esports. Carries were just dropping like flies. JackeyLove way too overextended in the mid lane, and cutthroat decision making from Yagao using the flash, catching the AD carry out of position, and a huge follow-up for BLG. And top esports, they just gave the ticket for BLG to come back into the game.
They certainly did. My goodness, that is something else, isn't it? BLG somehow finding a way into a scrap. Great decision making from Yagao. He's never going to let top esports get away with just an easy, clean win. Still a 3,000 gold lead. Still 3 dragons for top esports. Still control for the side of top esports. But BLG show that they are not done just yet. That's a bit of an influx of gold for Elk as well, getting that kill onto Rookie at the end.
Yeah, I believe it was around an 800 bounty goal for the affiliates to pick up to really seal the deal. Top esports, they still managing to continue the dragon stacking as BLG, they had to force the reset. Bin's in a bit of a trouble here.
This could be dangerous. He's going to destroy the tower. Dominus is available. He's strong on the Renekton. Is he 2v1 strong is the question. He's trying to escape now. The sustain is kind of off the charts. Him and Wayward on even health, but Q3 is enough to scare him away. Flashes over the wall, but he got his tower.
I've seen people fail those flashes over the wall. That is a thick wall, to say the least. This is once again JackeyLove a bit too ambitious with his pathing, as he was spotted out on blue ward. Yagao instantly flashes onto the overstepped AD carry, and Shun following up with a huge kick onto the support of top esports, which connects onto JackeyLove, and pick by pick, top esports, they just dropped because BLG, they utilized their spacing. They were slowly suffocating the roster of top esports, where they continued to get a pick onto Wayward, then Rookie. I really thought Rookie could do something on the Jace with the Duskblade passive, but ended up giving the shutdown over to Elk.
Yagao's in trouble, but he dodges the CC and moves back in onto Mark instead. Turns golden, and it's a 1-for-0. Yagao should go down, so it's 1-for-1 now as Bin jumps onto JackeyLove. JackeyLove saved, but On crashes down, and Bin happy to tank for the time being. The sustain is insane as Shun gets into the play, but the Croc is down, and top esports, they're hunting for more. Moonlight Vigil does nothing and Top Esports maintain control. 20-minute Baron is their signature, and they will not be denied it.
BLG, they forced a fight without their AD carry, although JackeyLove was once again mispositioned. I mean, it doesn't really matter because Rookie survives, and like you said, a 21-minute Baron. Now they're going to utilize this, take down the top towers, reset again, work towards that final dragon, which is a win soul. Great soul for the side of Top Esports to work off, especially for Wayward on the Cassante, which we haven't even highlighted yet, but this was a play forced out by Top Esports. The Varusol goes wide, unfortunately, and they turn on a mispositioned AD carry where there was just a fat wall, and we didn't have flashes available for the double carries of Top Esports, as we also have TPs coming in, but Philos is coming out of base, so this was just one of their DPS gone, and with the Annie kind of going down and been consistently CC'd, they didn't have the damage to kill off Wayward and Rookie.
I mean, the fact that this whole play happens while Elk isn't there. Imagine if that's a 5v5. BLG actually win that. The fact that BLG are committing to that fight is a testament to A, their confidence, but B, like, maybe a little bit of poor decision making. Because realistically, while you're behind in the game and your AD carry's not participating, you're probably not going to win the 4v5, are you? Top Esports punish them heavily for it. Nice bit of individual playmaking from BLG, but it's not enough to win against a team that is 5,000 gold up on you, and in a minute and a half, they'll be looking towards a soul as well.
You already see them, Top Esports, executing on the two top lane towers. With Dragon only being 1 minute away, I think BLG, they're just going to try and fix their sideways before that fight comes up. But BLG, they had an opportunity to come back into the game, but they forced the 4v5. They make the mistake. On gets hooked.
Oh, knocked up, denied his escape, taken down. Beautiful little pick there for Top Esports. He tried to get some vision, tried to get some control for BLG, but he shall not be allowed it. BLG not relenting. For a single moment here as Yagao flashes onto JackeyLove. He walks away with his life, and his Shun taken down instead. Tian behind enemy lines here underneath the tower. Moonlight Vigil across the team as well. But Wayward happy to tank. He gets onto the AD carry, and he gets a bit of redemption for the EDG series. Phenomenal game from Top Esports. They have yet to take a game from BLG in 2023, but this marks a change in that history. This marks one on the board for Top Esports as they prove that they can never be counted out of a series. Domination from start to end, and almost matching the time that BLG managed to find in game one.
Rookie sends BLG to the Shadow Realm. 13-2 on this Jace. Don't give Rookie his LeBlanc, and Jace, this guy's an absolute menace this playoffs, and he's really stepping up for the entire roster.